Hi all, welcome to 4 weeks winter course on Python programming. This is week 4 and lecture 4. So in this lecture we are going to see about exception handling. What is an exception? An exception is an event which occurs during the execution of a program that distracts the normal flow of the program. For example, you have a divide by 0 error. Whenever you try to divide a number by 0 in your program, so that may lead to the abnormal execution of the program. That is, your program may get stuck and it will lead to the erroneous execution of the program. So how do you handle this kind of situations? These kind of errors are called as exceptions. So those who are already familiar with Java, they might have heard about try-catch exceptions. So similar to that, you have try except in case of Python. So with this we are trying to handle the exceptions in Python. So the general syntax of try except block is given here. Try colon followed by a block of statements that you are going to try, that you are expecting that it may cause an exception. Then you have except keyword followed by exception 1 colon, then you have a block 1. That block is going to be executed whenever there is an exception 1. Then you have except exception 2 colon, then you have a block of statement. That block is going to be executed whenever there is an exception 2. Then it is followed by a number of exceptions. Then at last you have an else block. This block is going to be executed whenever there is no exception. So first it will try out the code which is given in the try block. If there is any exception, depends upon the exception, it will go to exception 1, 2 or n. If there is no exception, it will go to the else block. Now this is a simple example which will demonstrate how the exception is handled. So in the try block I have given a open statement which will open the file called test file in the write mode, and then it will try to write something into the file. This is my test file for exception handling. If there is any exception in the case of opening a file or writing into the file, then it will catch the error like IO error, then it will print error can't open or write the file. If there is no exception, then it will go to the else block, then it will print the message the content is written in the file successfully. So the exception name here is IO error. So the statements which is given in the try block will get executed if there is any exception, that is like any IO error exception. It will go to the block called except, then it will print the error message and it will come out. Otherwise it will execute the else block. Then in this example, this is a second example which will demonstrate the key error exception. So I am giving a dictionary here, that is the dictionary name is called marks, which is having 3 marks, the marks of Sam, Abhay and Karan. Sam mark is 88 and Abhay 75 and Karan 29. Already you know about dictionaries. It's a key value pair where the names are the keys and marks are the values. So here I am printing first print marks of Sam. So it executes perfectly because the key Sam is available in the dictionary. The next print statement, print marks of Tina. Here it will cause an exception because the key Tina is not available in the above dictionary, because there is only 3 keys are available, Sam, Abhay and Karan. So it will cause an exception. That exception name is called key error. So automatically it will go to the except block, except key error, then it will print no key found error message, then it will come out. In case if all the keys whatever you are trying to print is already available, then it will print key value printed successfully, then it will come out. So this shows how the key error is handled. The next one is except clause with no exception. That is, in case if you are not sure that what kind of exceptions the statements is going to cause, then in that case you no need to give any exception name. You just simply give except colon, then you write the error message whatever you want to print in the except block, then your exception is handled. Now in the below code I have a try block. I am going to do some operations in try block, and then I have a except block, except colon, and then I have some block of statements for execution, then I have else block. So in the except statement I didn't specify any exception name, exception 1, 2, 3 or key error, nothing I have specified. So what it will do is this block will handle all kind of exceptions irrespective of what is the exception is. So it's not a good practice, but of course we can use in some kind of situations like where you are not familiar that the above statements will cause what kind of exception it is. So in that case we can go for this kind of statements. The next one is the exception clause with multiple exceptions. See here we have a try block, then we have an except statement, and within bracket I have given a number of exceptions, exception 1, exception 2 followed by till exception n. So for all these exceptions I am going to write a single statement or single block of statements. So whenever there is an exception 1, exception 2 or exception n, I am going to do the same block of statements which is given above, which is given in the below block. If there is no exception, then automatically it will go to the else block. At last we have try finally clause. So this finally clause will be executed irrespective of the exception is present or not. That is, you have a try block, you have a set of statements to be executed, and whenever there is an exception or whenever there is no exception, irrespective of that, the statements which is available in the finally block gets executed. So it will try to do the operations in the try block. If there is an exception, then it will skip the code which is available after the statement which causes the exception. Then automatically it will go to the finally block and it will execute all the statements available in the finally block. So remember, whenever you go for finally block, you should not use the else clause. So either you should use else or you should use finally. Remember, else clause will get executed whenever there is no exception, but finally clause will get executed if there is an exception or if there is no exception, irrespective of that. So here some of the standard exceptions given here, like arithmetic error, which will be caused whenever there is an error in the numeric calculation. Then you have overflow error, which will be raised whenever the range of an numeric data type goes out of the range. Then you have a floating point error. It will be raised whenever there is an error in the floating point calculation. Then you have zero division error, like what I said earlier, whenever you try to divide a number by 0. Then you have an import error. It will be raised whenever the import statement fails. Whenever you are trying to import some package, in case if the package is not available, then this exception will be caused. Then we have a key error, like we have seen in the example, when the specified key is not present in the dictionary. So like this we have a series of exceptions. Some more exceptions are available in Python. So you can just have a look at, you can Google it and you can find it out more. So this is the end of this lecture. Thanks for taking up this